Hello HEMA friends and welcome to this new video. Today I want to spend a couple words talking about the right foot forward versus left foot forward stance dilemma. For years there have been people advocating that the prominence of the right foot forward stance over the left foot forward one is due to the fact that our practice is a sport and not a fighting/martial art meant to hurt and maim people, etc. etc. The prominence of left foot forward stances over right foot ones in certain medieval treaties is always taken as a proof of this. And a line was sometimes carved to divide sporty guys, namely people fighting the greatest majority of the times with right foot forward and the point on line, versus people standing with the left foot forward while out of distance, using a variety of guards. Now, this subject has never been treated in a way which I consider convincing, basically, but for quite some time I considered it as something really important. Between 2017 and 2019, in fact, I worked a lot on my left foot forward stances, trying to deliver various actions with it and exploring various footwork combinations to make the attack out of it lesser predictable. Spoiler alert, it didn't work very well. But why? Well, because the left foot forward stance is more defensive in nature. While being left foot forward, the torso tends to be more squared in front of the opponent. So you have a more frontal stance rather than a bladed one, which tend to naturally happen more while being right foot forward instead. Of course, I'm talking about the subject as a right-handed dominant fencer. For leftists, it's the opposite, as always. Having a frontal torso makes easier to defend almost equally both on the inside and on the outside line, but at the same time it limits a little bit your performance while being on the attack. And here I'm not talking about the technical aspects of footwork. You can lunge, step, passing step, side step, or whatever. I am talking instead about the fact that your sword through the hand and arm is attached to your right shoulder, and no matter your skill level, while starting an action while being left foot forward, your shoulder and torso will have to move more compared to landing the same action by starting right foot forward, and this will make your attack slightly easier to spot. This is the main difference between the two stances on average. While talking about longsword fencing, of course, with one-handed weapons the topic has to be treated slightly differently. The right foot forward stance makes attacking slightly easier, but defends the outside line in a kind of meh way. The left foot forward makes for a very good defense on both sides, but makes the initial part of your attacking motion slightly easier to spot. There are for sure other aspects that can be touched, such as power development during certain motions, which definitely relate with footwork, torso rotation, and thus with your stance, of course. But this goes beyond what I am discussing today, which is the mere tactical difference between the two guards, and why the right foot forward is so prominent nowadays. If this is due to the so-called sportivization of the martial art, this is honestly something I can't know for sure. But looking at other styles, such as the Renaissance ones, or, as I touched the topic recently, certain Kenjutsu styles, for instance, we see how much the right foot forward versus left foot forward balance changes, making in certain cases the right foot forward stance the most prominent one. Certainly, the way of training, culture, and even something as trivial as what was trending at that moment are all factors which may have influenced why it seems that for a certain given period of time the left foot forward stance was the way to go. Today our practice is most probably slightly different. We can thrust more easily and safely. And yes, of course, in the sportive environment, the fencer who hits scores the point. So attacking is clearly important, and maybe not risking our life in the process makes the balance between defense and offense different too. but this has to be considered together with all the other aspects I already mentioned anyway. So, to put it short, historically speaking, who knows? We have great variety depending from style, period and region while talking about this subject. Nowadays, instead, well, just pick the one that you find more comfortable depending from your fencing style. For instance, if you fence from posta di donna or Vontag quite a lot, being left foot forward is a good choice even if you are an aggressive fencer. You see, it's not always a black or white kind of situation. The right foot forward is on average a better aggressive stance and the left foot forward is on average a better defensive stance. So pick the stance that works best for your style and don't care about how much times Fiore stood right foot forward or left foot forward in percentage terms. You are not Fiore and neither am I. Make your fencing work. This is the main goal. Eventually, you will end up looking more like an old master by researching function over ideals, funny enough. In fact, as Bruce Lee never said, if you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. But if you put water into the toilet, it disappears. So try doing something useful with your fencing. Don't chase ideals, chase goals instead. Very good people, I hope you will find this video useful in some ways. Thanks for watching as always, and remember to check my Patreon, link in the description, if you want to help me and the channel. Thanks for watching, and as always, see you next time.